What is going on, everybody? Back on it, My Hero Academia, Season 4, Episode 3. Went ahead and skipped through the opening, skipped through the kind of recap they had. I guess we'll do a quick recap of last episode. We haven't had anything really groundbreaking theory-wise or death-wise that we need to sit down and kind of deep dive into before the episode starts. Only things really kind of I have questions about are Overhaul's ability, Nighteye's, Sir Nighteye, but when you Nighteye's ability, and then I guess kind of one of the bigger questions is what is the reason that All Might and Nighteye are no longer on speaking terms, especially knowing the person that All Might is, as he's always trying to like save everybody and be the smiling face. And this isn't like an enemy of his or One for All or Shigaraki or somebody that have had fights or histories or deaths with one another. This was his sidekick at one point. So what? It has to be something huge for someone like All Might, the #1 hero, that he can't even like reconcile. Well, I mean, he's not that anymore, but he was. The symbol of peace couldn't even rekindle a friendship of an old psychic. I don't know what the reason is. All Might made the comment last episode. I ended up just like he warned me or something along those lines. I don't know if Nighteye maybe told him not to go after One for All, told him to not be so careless. I have no idea. I have no idea what their blow up is or issue is. But I'm sure we'll find out about that this season, if not in the next couple episodes. So those are pretty much the only driving points. And then I didn't have anybody really address it. Was last episode the first time we've seen kind of a quirk used in a non like mutant X-Men way? Because like I've said before, it's just a world of mutants like X-Men. It's like some have kinetic-based power, some have physical, like metamorphic, body-altering mutations and quirks. But we've never seen kind of the put on exterior objects type thing. And I'm referring to that guy that was shooting kind of the quirk nullification bullets. I don't know what that is, if that's someone's actual quirk, if that's something that's maybe been put together in a lab, then that would make a little bit more sense, because I don't think we've seen anything along those lines of having a quirk be put on something or into something that can then affect somebody else, We've seen it like, if I have a nullification quirk, like Aizawa or Eraserhead, I would still have to touch you or look at you, make eye contact, or whatever. Like, my quirk needs to be touching you. But we saw something, I don't know if it was a quirk or scientific, was put into a projectile that was then used effectively. So I want to find out more about that ability as well. Guess that's about it. Let's go ahead and do it. We've skipped through the opening. Oh, and then somebody told me, good looking out, that there is a end credit scene at the end of this, so I'll make sure to stay for that as well. We are 2 minutes and 55 seconds in. 2 minutes, 55 seconds in. Give you a chance to sync it on up. And we're pressing play on episode 3 right now. Here we go. Gotta make him laugh. Oh god, he's got that shit down to accuracy. And it still looks like Nighteye admires All Might still, or thinks of him as the best. I mean, he looks at his videos in his spare time. He's got dolls and just every... Yeah, like, what is this? He still seems to be infatuated with All Might, but what is their reason? Because I am here. That's some extreme detail. All that kid's quirk was he could change the properties of water. You gonna untie her ass or what? Okay, cool. She's over here in this sex slave dungeon. Hope Mirio doesn't die. God. Those are some long fingers. Does he stamp it? He didn't stamp it. Did he miss it on purpose? True. What does he get out of it? Then he's gonna pay your ass too. I don't think he's ever been asked that before, or even thought about it. Oh fuck. He's gotta take the pebble out of the master's hand. Go, I want to see this showdown. Go back? What's his quirk? What's the quirk? What's the quirk? Damn it! Everybody keeps about. They almost say it and then they cut. Does he have like premonition? Or he was able to call out the move so accurately? Huh. What? What is happening? He does have foresight? Oh shit. So by touching and locking eyes with you, he can predict your moves for an hour? I got mixed up on that hour part. Did he say he had to be, or he had to be in contact or in eye contact with you for an hour? Or, oh fuck, he knows about it. He says he still loves him and respects him. I would have loved to see Mirio with it. Damn. Damn, he's straight up telling him it shouldn't be him. I've been saying that from the beginning. I didn't think it should have been Deku, but it is. So what are you gonna do about it? Can't give it to somebody else, can you? Or multiple people. Can Deku pass it to somebody if at ever a point he feels he's not worthy or there's somebody better? And yeah, he can. But how does he get around his quirk? There should be zero chance he can get that stamp, right? Give in the quirk. Maybe Deku's like, you know what? I can't do this. Plucks his hair and gives it to whoever. Yeah, how far ahead can he see into the future? 10 seconds? 30 seconds? A minute? Wow. He's really shitting on this man. He said up to 1 minute, 1 hour. It doesn't matter. Oh my god. Can he see his future? Can he see his own future? Probably not. The applications that you can do with that is wild. He really is just murdering this man's career. 1 hour. Ew, it's been 3 minutes. Does he always have to be looking at you to know what your move is going to be, though? That's actually a good question. Don't speak and give your position away. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, he said you'd be hurled over on the ground without anything in the contract. Is that a blood stain going down the wall? 3 minutes is up. You know he's going to accept him. Just happens to work out all the time. What? I can't tell if Night-Eye's telling the truth or not. About like he was going to take him in regardless. Alright. I mean, he couldn't be working under a better two. Mirio and Night-Eye will get his shit right. I want to go back and look at Night-Eye's quirk description. I want to Google it too, but I'm afraid if I Google it, I might see something story-wise or spoiler-wise. Death or whatever. Hope we don't lose character development this season. Because Todoroki and Bakugo don't even have theirs. The third ranked hero? Have we seen this dude? Oh shit. That dude looked dope, and I only saw him for 0.5 seconds. Okay, Tokoyami, go get it. If he can figure out a way to control that thing. Oh, sweet. I don't think we've never seen the third rank hero, have we? Because he wasn't the third rank hero at the time that All Might was still number 1. He would have been number 4. Is Endeavor still number 1? Are we still accepting that? Jesus Christ. Oh shit. Gonna call that man Nighteye or what? This is a long ass episode. Jeez, okay. Oh shit. They just happen to be surveillancing Overhaul. Huh. I mean, clearly we're gonna run into him, so you might as well have the story line up that they'll be trailing them. Damn. That's gotta be the episode. I'm gonna skip through this, so if you guys are syncing up your episodes, skip to the end credit scene. I'm just gonna click through until we get to it. Oh, got a little buffering going on here. Solid episode though. Definitely enjoyed it. And then I need to go back in and see the quirk description for Nighteye again. I knew it had something to do with premonition when I just the way he was speaking. Oh, here we go. All right, we're right at it. We're at 22:38. Oh shit. Who's that? Is this somebody we know or just a random girl? Oh, this is the girl. Oh fuck. Oh. Fuck. Overhaul was right behind her. He was right behind her. The thing is, he knows who that is. Edie is the name's girl. Here's the thing, though. Oh, no. We don't do previews around here. What are the fucking chances? Like, he just got, like, the dispatch. Hey, this is what we're doing. If he had never seen that guy 5 minutes, if he had never seen Overhaul in the photos and gotten the breakdown 10 minutes ago, he could have just gone. Deku would have been like, huh, that's a scary mask, and probably would have let them go about their way. So what is their relationship? I mean, he knows her by name. What is she being used for? Let's not even jump into that. I'm sure we're gonna get that next episode. Man, I didn't think they would have a connection like that. When I saw the girl in the previews and you guys kept telling me she was an important part to the story, I thought maybe it was known she has a special quirk and there's been people after her. And maybe that is what the case. Maybe she has a certain kind of quirk or a special quirk that Overhaul wants to have in his arsenal or in his group or take advantage of. I mean, she was clearly running from him. So I don't know if he's been hunting her down, if they have a past relationship, and now she's seeing his true intentions and wants to abandon ship. Wild. I don't want to speculate that too much because we could sit here and go back and we know nothing. We know nothing about her quirk and what she does, where her allegiances lie. We know nothing. We got a name. We saw it looked like she was she was running away from Overhaul. Why? We don't know, and we'll just leave it at that. I want to go back and find out Night-Eye's quirk. I want to Google it because it'll be easier, but it's Spoiler City out there and I don't want to take the chance. Okay, we're right about here. Okay, we're right about here in the area. You know what's crazy? So many people we've seen, like we've seen how overpowered Deku's quirk can be. But still, like the first time he ran into Gran Torino, he couldn't keep up. Nighteye right here, who physically has nothing he could do to keep up, but besides this quirk. Like what? It looks like just regard like. I guess the big question is like people like Nighteye and others could easily just really take somebody down that's overpowered, that in general would have an overpowering quirk. I would want to say, could Nighteye defeat All Might? And because like you put Nighteyes in that group, you put Aizawas in that group. Aizawa can nullify quirks, or Nighteye can see into the future. Especially for someone like Deku, who only has the quirk. He doesn't have the physical mass and strength and build-up without the quirk like an All Might had before he got injured. All Might had the body and the frame. So even if you saw into the future, maybe tried to damage him or something like that, he could still maybe absorb some of it. But still, if you saw into the future, there's a lot of things you could prepare for or do to defeat an All Might. And like Aizawa, you could cancel out One for All, but you would still have to get through All Might's physical body to damage him. But like with this, Deku's a different story. He doesn't have like the physical makeup or the strength body of like a Nomu or an All Might. He can be easily damaged. I mean, he's on that glass cannon status. He has this overwhelming power, but the body that it's in isn't very threatening. So like right here, Nighteye could have killed him. Aizawa could kill Deku. I feel like I mean, there's a lot of people that could kill Deku, but it's just it's interesting to see, and I can't tell if it's a power balance. I would like to believe that it is. Not a power balance because I guess Aizawa and Nighteye and others aren't fighting against Deku. But you do like to see overwhelming powers on both sides so that it kind of evens the scales. But even though Nighteye and Aizawa aren't opposites of the yin and the yang, opposite sides of the coin to Deku to fight, it's good to see that, like, even on his best day, there's a lot of heroes out there that could kill him easily. Nighteye could easily have a knife or a gun or anything on him, know where he's going to move, and really take him out at any point. And Deku would have nothing that he could do about it. Let me go ahead and get this quirk description real quick. I think it's right here. Trying to get this description. When someone's calling out your moves too, and you're getting worked, quirk Foresight. After touching someone and locking eyes with them, for one, okay, so that's the confusion. Because even right there, the subtitles doesn't have it commaed out how I would want, so it made me a little confused there. Quirk Foresight. After touching someone and locking eyes with them, so two conditions, so we're in some Hunter x Hunter status right here. So those are the two conditions. It didn't get spaced out properly. So after touching someone and locking eyes with them, which is kind of a lot though, because if you hit the scene on a villain and they're far away or they have hostage, you're not really ever going to get to touch them and it'd be asking a lot to even make direct eye contact. So I guess that does kind of not underpower, undervalue, but kind of make Nighteye not so OP. But then how helpful could he be against villains? I mean, maybe he's got some good hand-to-hand skills, but if there's a villain on the loose or you're coming to a chaotic scene, if you can't touch or make eye contact, he's of no use. He's useless. But if he gets the chance to, it's one of the most OP quirks I think we've seen. After touching someone and locking eyes with them, for 1 hour, he can see the choices that person will make. And there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do to stop it. We saw Deku try to... I thought maybe he had to keep eye contact on you at all times, or kind of see where you were to know what your next move was going to be for the next second, minute, or hour. But Deku threw the papers, and he was still knew what was going to happen. But it's pretty great to see. And then another question would kind of be, as they're going to look for Overhaul. Well, no, he can't. He doesn't see. Yeah, okay, I take that back. I was thinking about that mid-episode. He doesn't see into the future as far as events go. He sees into the future as far as a person's movements. How many people can he see at one time? If he's getting attacked by multiple villains or people that he's made eye contact with and touched, can he see all their movements at once? Is it just rendered down to one person? You guys will have to kind of let me know on that. But what I was thinking mid-episode, like, this would be good for, like, it's good to be his sidekick, because before you guys go out on a dangerous mission, he could just make eye contact and touch you, and then see if you're going to die, if you'll come back alive, or who you might come across. Because I was like, oh, he's touched and looked at Deku. Deku can go out on his own, and Nighteye will be able to kind of foresee what's going to happen to Deku. Does he come across anybody dangerous? But he doesn't. He doesn't have premonitions into future events. It just happens to be honed in on a specific person. And when a person leaves, he's not going to know what they do on the other side of a wall. It just happens to be a person's movement. Okay. That was my biggest thing. I was like, he's a straight up fortune teller. Touch him before he goes out on a mission, and he'd be able to tell if you're going to come back alive or dead, but it doesn't go that deep. But yeah, solid stuff there. You guys let me know kind of those matchup questions, like a Nighteye versus Deku, at least Deku in his current state. And does it ever wear off, or does he always have that access to you? I know it wears off within an hour, but like, does he have to redo those conditions again? Like, once that hour wears off, does he need to touch and make eye contact with you again? Does it have a cooldown for an hour? Or once he's touched you and made eye contact with you, he can always tell your movements up to 1 hour with however much cooldown is needed in between. That's kind of where we're at with this quirk. Is there we know there's a time limit, an hour. How long until he can put that back up again? Just the conditions have to be met again, and then he can go right back to 1 hour? Or is there a cooldown, and then he doesn't have to meet those conditions again because he's already done it to you once? Those would be my biggest questions. And then Eerie was the girl's name. I want to see what their relationship is. The fact that Deku ran into Overhaul already is wild. But we'll leave it at that. What time is it right now? 2 o'clock. Hopefully you guys should see this by 2:30 p.m. We'll keep it going from there. Monday, Hunter x Hunter episode 108. Tuesday, Code Geass episode 5 for season 2 on Patreon, and I think we have episode 18 or so on the YouTubes. And then the following week, the week after Halloween, we'll be doing live watch parties on Twitch for Hunter x Hunter episode 111. That'll be Wednesday the 6th. The night of the 6th, we will be having a live watch party on Twitch to episode 111 of Hunter x Hunter. But yeah, solid episode. 2 back-to-back really good episodes. We'll go from there. Catch y'all on Monday. Like, share, favorite, subscribe, and as always,